Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Uncomplicated podcast, a self-help podcast dedicated to fostering conversations that matter to the mental and personal well-being as well as self-improvements. I'm Raihan, nutritionist and your host.
And I'm Haikal, your co-host and clinical psychologist. Today, we are diving into a topic that can feel a little vulnerable, relationship fears. We are talking about the fears surrounding intimacy and commitment and how we can start working through them to build healthier connections.
Yes, guys, because relationships are such a big part of our lives, but many people struggle with fears around getting close or committing even. So it's not easy to talk about, and we want to create a safe space today to help our listeners feel understood and supported. And with that, joining us today is no other than Rarah Haermie, radio DJ at Ria897, who I know very well because we were from the local radio search program Suara Juara back in 2023. Hello, Rarah.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Don't lah, you're making me nervous
Oh, am I making you nervous?
Yeah.
Oh, don't be nervous lah.
Are we
Relax,
friends
chill.
now, or are we like guests
friends.
and
Guests and friends. Guest friends. How does it work?
so is it professional level or kita
Just
friend?
free and easy.
Free and easy, yeah?
Yes,
I'm
friends.
very nervous
Why you nervous?
You lah, you.
I mean, you nervous?
Yeah, I think
I'm in the room with radio DJs and they are complaining about being nervous. What's going on?
I know, right? But yes, Rarah is, we know each other since, sorry, John.
Yes, correct.
Maybe you want to share more about yourself.
Wow, myself?
Yes.
What's so interesting?
Introduce yourself to us, to all of us.
So hi guys, I'm Rarah Haermie from Ria897. Okay, I'm from Oh My Gurls. I helm the belt on Monday, Wednesday and Fridays from 12 to 2 p.m. So please do give a listen, okay? Anyways, I like the color blue. I have 4 cats. And what else you want to know about me?
Oh, wow. Now, the reason why we got you here is because on a personal level, on a friend level, I know her. And she is currently in a relationship. Yay! Give an applause for that. What's an applause?
It's like, oh, finally! Okay, alright.
I would say it's an accomplishment, for anyone who are able to be in a relationship or for a long time and are able to
Is it
commit
true?
themselves. Right.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think after a long time and then finally able to find someone who you feel at home. It's like the second version of you.
Oh.
And then like, yeah, it comes naturally. So it's like, at first there was a fear lah. Like after so long, I think the last time I dated was in 2019 to 2020. It lasted only 4 months and 4 to 5 months. And then after that, I just in my single era.
Right.
So it was very hard for me to know someone new because I'm the type that I don't like online dating.
Alright.
That one another fear lah.
Right.
Even though I never tried before. But it's like I'm the type that I prefer face to face.
Yes.
So like for me, online dating or like talking online, it feels the connection not there. I don't know if I can trust you even as a friend.
Right. There you go. Okay, now we're going to kick off with a game.
Sure.
Right? So to get things started and all that. So I am going to pass you a whiteboard. There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
This is a skill game, 1 to 10. I need you to write the number on the board.
Alright.
Okay. So the first question is, how comfortable do you feel openly discussing your fears or concerns with a partner or with your partner? Right?
Oh.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10. 10 meaning to say 10 is like you're super comfortable. All right.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, so before we show our answer, I just want to let you know that we are all kind of like in a relationship. So you're married with 3 kids.
I'm married with 3 kids, yes.
I'm married with no kids. You're not yet married, but you're in a relationship. So it's like
Got growth lah.
a growth line.
So
Yes.
later from here, then go here, then go there.
Correct.
Alright.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Ready? In 3, 2, 1. What do we have? Oh,
9.
9, 10.
9, 10. Oh,
Oh.
wow. Okay, so good. All right, moving on.
So okay. Only Raihan is 10, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How often do you worry about being vulnerable or getting hurt in a relationship?
Sorry again.
How often do you worry about being vulnerable or getting hurt in a
In
relationship?
this current relationship?
Yes. let's say in the current relationship.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm like thinking back. Okay.
You want to change my answer? Give me right, change my answer.
Hey!
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh, 7.
I'm a 1.5.
1.5. Mine's a 5.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I'm still new.
It's like it's
So
increasing
progress.
Oh
now.
yes,
Over time, you don't worry so much.
Like after so long,
Yeah, right.
so like now like progressing. I think if it's the early stages of this relationship, I'll probably put a 9.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, so now it's like progressing. Need time.
Okay, good. Now, how much do you believe in the importance of personal growth to improve your relationship?
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Not in the skill, but yeah, sure.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. It's,
Wow.
full marks for everyone.
Yes, hers is like 1 times 100.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
So, Rarah, I understand that you're currently in a relationship, right? And so, how has it been so far for you, this experience?
The whole period. At first it was definitely challenging because like transiting from my single era, being very, very independent on my own, and then I'm learning to lean on my partner more because even being independent, I'm sure my partner likes to be the one that I always find for help, and then like lean on whenever I feel I need emotional support, mental support, or any help that I need. Yeah, so at first it was really hard because I'm the type that like I rather just keep it all inside. I'm like, it's okay, I can do it on my own. And then my partner is the type that like what is wrong? What is wrong? You tell me lah, what is wrong? You keep it all to yourself for what? You know, like I'm here for a reason. So like as much as you are independent, like at least lean on me. So that is why I'm starting to learn how to lean on to him, and then like to break that boundary a bit lah. The wall, sorry.
Because I'm hearing there's some form of like independence in the past, which is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That when you are in a relationship, then it's about being vulnerable, right?
Correct.
What's that challenge about? Give us an example of a situation where you find it a bit hard to be vulnerable and to maybe trust your partner.
Okay. My partner was actually my close friend. So at the point I have that trust already so far. But being vulnerable, I don't know how much yet I can open up because I only know him as a friend. So like as a partner, of course he wants to know all about me, right? Like my flaws, my strengths. So I always have this trust issue with myself that if I tell him this part of me, will he still want me? Like I'm not that friend anymore. I'm going to be his partner. So friend and partner is really different, right? For friend, you open up certain things. For partner, you have to be honest lah with yourself, whatever you had in your past, your insecurities. So being open and then like I think being more honest with what I feel. Because as someone who likes to keep it all in, I sometimes just like brush it off. So like to open it up, to be honest with what I feel that was a challenge lah.
Would you say that would you say opening up and being upfront and honest be one of your fear currently that you're facing in your relationship?
At this point, it's not my fear anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Like because I was really comfortable with him as a friend. Like we were really close. So there was a state. There's a part of me that's really vulnerable being with him. I really trust him. Just that being a partner, like I have this trust issue. If I really open up and be very vulnerable, and will he be okay with it? Am I too much for him? Will he able to give me the emotional support? Like, am I going to be a burden? So all these questions keep on coming up.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not him, it's me.
So it's still until today. This kind of question.
Progressing, yeah.
So this fear, right? Again, this is the psychologist in me coming out again. Which is why we have you.
Yeah.
This fear about your emotions burdening him, or like he will not be able to take it if you express yourself. I'm wondering, where did this belief come from?
Oh, it came from my past 2 relationships. Yeah, okay. So I haven't been in like a full proper relationship. So the last 2 was just a dating kind of thing. So the past 2, I was in a very bad phase. I was quite in my darkest days lah. And then I needed a lot of emotional support. So when I tried to lean on my partner, whenever he tries to support me, I feel that he's absorbing all the energy from me. Till he is the one affected. Yeah, so to the point that he is being affected because of me, that makes me feel like, I'm the problem now.
Right. And for you, entering into a relationship is having your partner's understanding and ability to support important for you.
Yes, very, very important. So you have to know how to differentiate being supporting me and like the emotional support. Please don't throw whatever I feel onto yourself. Don't blame yourself. Because the more that you absorb my bad energy, because my purpose is only for me to open up to you, to let you know that I'm struggling with this. I just need you being there. I don't need you to help me. Yeah.
But so you didn't need that help, right? But when you open up, kind of more emotional support, bounce off your emotions, all that, then what would the response of these partners be like?
For the past one, they tend to try to help, which I appreciate. Like really, they try to be there, but I think like it's the energy that they put it on to themselves. So that's where they'll start to think a lot, and then it'll be on them really .
Oh, okay. So you
Yeah.
feel like whatever you have shared is actually transferring to them.
Correct.
And in return, they are actually giving you this stress kind of facade or I would say personality that makes you feel like, am I putting this burden to him?
Yes. So the first person that I dated, he distanced a lot.
Oh.
He distanced a lot, and then can tell that I was being too much for him. So like he did give the signs that like it's okay lah, never mind lah, you'll be okay lah. Those non-comforting words lah, like just to brush off whatever I'm feeling. Yeah. So that's why like okay, I know that this person is not able to accept whatever I feel. He's just gonna brush it off, and then yeah.
So yeah, I see that pattern, right? You want to be understood, which is well, nothing wrong with wanting to be understood. But then when the other person doesn't understand you that well, you just go like, well, then what's the point of me sharing?
Yeah, like I don't need you to help me in my situation, solve it for me. I just need you to just listen to me, and then it's okay if you have your own opinions. But okay lah, I'm open to hear it. But like, let's keep it just there. Then okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very common pattern in relationships where you have one person in what in psychology we call emotional deprivation. Like you shouldn't be feeling this way, right? So get on with it or move on, or if in some cases where if you shouldn't be feeling this way, if you feel this way, I need to do something
to help you,
right? To get rid of your emotions.
Correct.
Right? And well, these emotions that you're struggling would probably come from somewhere. Right? But then it's like, but then you're not supposed to have these emotions, or it's kind of like a burden for me. Then you're like, okay lah, then I'll just keep it to myself lah.
Yeah, correct.
Do you feel that there is a need for you to share this information or what you feel to your partner so that you can also make sure that he can also perhaps understand you better?
Yeah, that's what I'm learning right now. Like I'm very, very happy that the current relationship now, I'm really trying to be more understand what I'm feeling also. So when I portray it to him, he knows how to be in my place, understand where I'm coming from, and like feel me lah. So like he knows how to like, okay, she's feeling this way, I shouldn't be doing this and this. So like I think this is the part where we're learning a lot about each other. So as I'm learning to be more open to like, okay, I'm telling you I'm feeling like this, can you just be there for me? And that's where I become more vulnerable lah. I trust you more to let you know what I'm really feeling.
Right. To build up on that, right? Would you say there's anything different that you are doing now with your emotions towards your partner compared to the past?
Being more open is one, and being more honest. Like whenever I'm not happy about a certain thing, it take me a while to open up about it lah. But after a while, when my partner like comes out like, hey, what's wrong? Did I do something wrong? Then that's where I will let it all out. And be honest, like, hey, you did something wrong and I'm not happy with this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, which I'm really, really still learning how to do it, because I'm still not used to really being honest with what I feel. I either lie or just like keep it all to myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, Haikal, as a clinical psychologist, do you face a lot of these issues with clients approach you? Or is it a common thing that
definitely it's a very common thing. This thing about like emotional deprivation, right, is very common. It's something that a lot of people, especially in the Asian setting, we grew up feeling that way.
Yes.
Right? I can think of like 1,001 reasons or ways that people experience that. So this core kind of like experience in a relationship doesn't even start from a romantic relationship. Sometimes it comes from the relationship with our parents, with our loved ones. One good example that I gave is crying. Right? If our parents see us crying, what would they do?
Don't cry.
Why are you crying?
Why cry? Right? You cry some more, I beat you. Then you be like, okay, then I cannot cry.
I guess keep quiet lor.
Keep quiet lah. Then we become uncomfortable with these emotions.
Yes.
Right. But that need to be understood continues to be there. Right. But what happens is that we feel that no, but then I shouldn't be expressing my emotions.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of my clients who experience that kind of emotional deprivation, they may just choose to detach, right? Which will be to, well, I just keep it to myself. I keep all these these emotions to myself. Or some of them, they would, if they can't manage that, then they have to find ways to overcome that. So that's where these self-soothing behaviors come in,
Yeah.
right? Smoking, alcohol, pornography, to just help them cope with whatever struggles that they have.
No, for yourself, Rarah, because right now I believe you're progressing in your relationship, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you would like to take it up a notch, in terms of your future plans and all that. Now, you mentioned that you are still afraid in terms of sharing all the information because sometimes you don't want it to be overboard for him,
Yeah, like overwhelming lah.
overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that there is this barrier right now that you feel like you cannot overcome because of that?
Yeah.
In your relationship?
Yeah.
It's like I want to move forward, but I feel like this is a barrier. Do you think
I'm
so?
really trying to overcome it. Like I feel that for myself there is progress already. Yeah, but it's gonna take time lah. Yeah, so this is the thing where I think my partner also needs time for himself to know me well, and then it's vice versa lah. Like cannot be he understanding my wall. I'm sure he also has his wall where he has his own past that he wants to try to share, be open about it. So I think this is where like understanding and really a lot of patience lah. To like, okay, like if I'm feeling this way, then another person is like a 70-30, 60-40 kind of percentage. So if I'm feeling this way, then the other party will be the like the 60%. Then help the other.
Is there a fear in you thinking that if, let's say, I really open up this barrier, we will create, it will open up the floodgates. Like, it will create even worse scenarios to happen.
Yeah. That was my biggest fear also. That's why like I test water lah. One by one, like really pace myself. So like whenever I'm going through a lot, I'll just open up about one thing first and then like see how he reacts. If he's accepting and then he's very patient with how whatever I'm saying, then okay, I know I can trust him. That okay, then slowly we progress lah, open up a bit and a bit. Then that's why I build the trust.
Right.
Then that's where I learn not to overwhelm my partner with so many things. Because even as a person, like for me, if my friends just throw everything at me, I also feel overwhelmed.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
like pace myself lah, be like slowly open up about this.
Right.
And yes.
Because I think that the anxiety that you have, it is normal, right? People, it is normal. I'm wondering because you mentioned that this partner of yours currently has been a friend to you, right? Does that help, right? Having some form of foundation in that relationship?
Definitely.
Because say more about that.
We were, I think, around close friends for about a year plus, and we even worked together. So we've seen how we are in our past relationship, our past, and then how we work together professionally, and also like okay lah, that's how I got to know him a bit here and there, and then that really makes me feel very comfortable. It means that I'm comfortable to be myself with you. I don't have like those things to hide. It's just that my history and my deeper parts of me is the thing that. Should I tell you or like wait first or like how am I supposed to tell you? Because as a friend, like we are just bonded just as a friend. Now that if we have future plans, then he doesn't know this part of me, then how are we going to progress?
Correct. Yeah, because I think that because I hear some healthy behaviors in the relationship. I think part of it is because there's foundation.
Yeah,
in today's day and age, like you say, you're not into online dating.
Yeah.
A lot of people especially when you go into online dating, there's this rush, like, okay, it's here. If I don't settle with this person right now, then he will or she will go with another person. Right? So the foundation isn't strong. But because there is that good foundation, I think that was helpful for you to overcome that fear as well.
Yeah, it was very helpful.
Yeah. Right. I want to touch on this because Haikal, you were talking about there's a foundation in it. Now, what will be your advice to those people who don't have the foundation to build this foundation so that they can, get over their fears over time?
Yeah. The thing about this foundation is that it takes time to have this foundation. Right? You can't rush into a relationship and then you totally would understand that person.
Correct.
The first few dates, you'll be like, attracted lah and all that. But usually when that attraction, right, is not really trust. It's mainly excitement, dopamine, where you feel like, okay, very excited, very attracted to this person. But the trust and that foundation will develop when things happen. right?
Yeah.
When now you start having maybe problems at work and you need someone to sound off to, right? There are things happening and then where their ability to support, all this takes time. So I feel that sometimes I would tell like some of my clients, right? A healthy relationship takes time, and you need to be able to determine whether this person can be a good friend first before you can actually be in a relationship.
Correct.
Because if you cannot be even friends,
Yeah.
how are you going to expect your partner to meet your emotional needs?
Correct.
Right, that's true. Huh?
Yeah. That's why whenever I want to know someone, I make sure this person can be my friend first. If being a friend is really difficult for me, then that's it lah. Like, okay, let's just skip it there. Let's just skip it there.
So there is a foundation that you build first, and then eventually you carry it forward. Now, I want to ask Haikal on this also, because she mentioned about, finally, eventually having the time to open up a little bit more to the partner. What would be one advice that you can share to her or anyone who might be also going through a relationship about wanting to find that time to open up? Do they wait for the time to come, or what can they do in the meantime to build that trust and, maybe intimacy eventually reach that stage?
Well, I think that emotional intimacy would also depend on the other person's ability to, accept whatever you have said.
Yeah.
Right? If the person is really, like say, a very sensitive person who is willing to hear and listen, then it is a safer space for you to open up. Right? If the person just immediately shuts you down and say, just being overreactive. Right?
That's a big from her.
Right? Then you know that this person is not able to accept or not accept my emotions.
Yeah.
Right? So when a person, let's say you want to start opening up yourself, then it will be good to start with, think of it as an onion. Just one layer by one layer.
Yes.
You don't just go straight deep into like, hey, right, I feel that one day you're going to leave me. And then the cause of that one day you're going to leave me, or because maybe, you are talking to some other, maybe some female friend of yours or male friend of yours. But if you jump straight to like, hey, maybe start off, you're like, this person that you're talking to, like, what's your relationship with this person? Like, how? But if you go straight to like, hey, I don't feel like I'm important, that you might leave me for this other person or whatever. Wow, right? So it's all these layers that you need to come back with, and then what is the other person's ability to understand?
Yeah. Correct.
What was?
Okay, because I liked this guy before, and I thought he had potential. Because I was we were friends lah, really close friends. We would always work together. But his habit was he likes to shut me off.
I know this guy.
All right. Okay, your sound effects there, huh?
Okay, continue. Sorry.
You wait, I'm going to have my own sound effect. You watch out.
Okay, so actually she also mentioned about it before. It's okay for me to share it.
Okay.
So she did say that there was another guy who she had I would say a crush.
Okay lah. But this was like years back.
And then but he didn't really revert back in terms of emotions. On the other hand, this particular person that you're with, he showed effort to get to know her.
Oh wait, we're talking about the wrong guy.
Oh, we're talking about the wrong guy. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but I admire that confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know which guy she's talking about. Let's find out later.
Okay, so he's a close friend back in school. So I liked him for about 3 years. 3 years plus. Because we always work together, very, very close. But one thing I like about him is I thought we could vibe. Because the two of us are on the same frequency level, same energy level. So I'm like, I think this guy can understand me. But the thing is, when I start to talk about my fears, my emotions, then that's where I realized that he's the type that like, you okay lah, nothing lah, don't worry too much lah, it's nothing lah, don't exaggerate, don't be sensitive. That's where the fear started to come more. Because he, as my friend, my close friend, he can't even have the ability to understand me and like be on the same level as me. Then what if this friendship progress into a relationship? Yeah.
Okay. Now I want to go sideways a little bit. I want to touch on that kind of reaction. I think it's very common, even in someone who is already in a relationship, to have a partner who dismisses your emotion.
Yep.
Why does it usually occur? Is it because the other party doesn't know how to handle the emotions that are coming into words?
Well, I think it's because the other person doesn't know how to handle, right? You might find yourself in a a relationship where the other person is so-called like more hyper independent, right? To be
Right.
like, this is not a problem, right? My problem is, some people who develops hyper independence, for example, right? My problem is worse than your problem, and then you're complaining to me about this.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
So for example, I'm thinking, if let's say you have a couple, right? The female, the girl, having some problems at home and all that, and then the guy maybe lost the father. All right, and so he has to fend for himself. Maybe have to work part time, growing up, and then the girl complains about something, and the guy will be like, hey, "Your problem actually nothing. What I have faced worse, and why are you complaining about this? But the thing is also the whatever problem that this girl faced is something new for her.
Correct.
You have maybe learned how to cope, how to be independent, but the other person doesn't know. So it's not a competition of who's having it worse, right? It's about understanding your partner, right? But there could be because, well, I have always been independent. Then you should also be, this is how I deal with it. You deal with it also like that lah.
Right. It's like their coping mechanism. They wanted to apply it to you, but it doesn't work because it might be different.
Because it might be different.
Yeah.
Right? Look at a parent-child relationship as well. This is one example I can think of, right? If a child goes back home and tell the parent that, mom, dad, in school I got bullied. Right? And the dad and mom goes like, well, school, what you so stressed about in school? Right? In school, just study only. What? It's not like you need to worry about money, got no bills to pay and all that. Then you'd be like,
correct.
So my problem, is it a problem or not? Well, to a child, it is a problem. The child doesn't
correct.
know how to deal with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you get that kind of response from someone you're trying to seek help from, it actually kind of discourages you from opening up.
Correct.
And then, well, it may lead to a cycle as well, right? Because if the child just learns to just keep the emotion to themselves, right? How would that also impact the relationships or the partners that they find as well?
Yeah.
Right. So how would you advise all couples out there to be more comfortable with each other, to share more things and, eventually be able to address emotions together?
So with emotions, there firstly, of course, that foundation plays a part as well, right? And the thing about emotions is that we tend to brush it off. I think I mentioned it before previously in one of my seminars that when we have conversations, right, there are multiple conversations in one conversation, right? So there is the practical aspect of that conversation. There's the emotional aspect of the conversation. There is also the aspect where like, hey, the vulnerable aspect of the conversation. For example, there's these three conversations. So it can just be, for example, when you can go, just when you came, you're like, I'm hungry. So there is the practical that I haven't eaten food. There is the emotional aspect where, well, I'm feeling this kind of like discomfort, right? Then there's also that vulnerable, like, actually you got food or not? Correct? Right? But if we just go to like, then hungry, then go and get a food lah, right? Then that would be, okay, practical, but no, like, if might be helpful in some situations, like, oh, how come you haven't eaten and all that? It helps you, right? So to understand that in these different conversations, there are multiple conversations. And in our romantic relationships, we actually want to touch on this emotional connection. And that is something that's very important for us.
So anyway, Rarah, I know you're currently in a relationship. I'm so happy to see you progress.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that you are also happy with your current partner. So maybe as we end off this session, what will be one message or any message that you would like to share with your partner?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I tell the partner?
Yeah, right now.
Never mind, later I text you.
We are trying to gain one listener lah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Would you like to share anything to your partner?
No lah, feeding the ego
Oh, really?
I'm just kidding. Okay. He deserves it lah.
Oh, yes, he deserves it, of course.
Roll eye first. Okay, to my partner, thank you so much for being my best friend, my home, and my partner. I'm just glad things are going well, hopefully. And then hopefully this is going to progress well. I've learned so much about you and I hope you enjoyed learning so much about me. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. And yeah, there's so many things that are awaiting us. So I'm just excited to learn more and then go on this journey with you. And hopefully everything goes well for the two of us. Yeah.
Yeah. So we also hope that everything goes well for you. And of course, as you progress, there will be moments I feel like, even for us, there'll be moments where we will hit like a roadblock,
Yeah.
but we overcome it.
I'm always
Yeah.
here for you. Gitu.
Aww.
Sudah.
Okay, and Haikal, maybe as we end off, any other tips that you'd like to share?
Well, I think I just want to build up on what Rarah has shared. I think in finding a partner, there's no, definitely there's no need to rush, right? And in finding a partner is about being ready to be open. It's about meeting each other's needs. And sometimes in this kind of relationships, it's about, giving and take. Right, there'll be times when you need your emotional needs to be met, and he would also need his emotional needs to be met as well.
Yeah.
Right, if it's just one way, right, then it would not be something that will be balanced. Will not be helpful. The other person will feel like, oh, why? I also don't want to be burdened by this relationship. Right, so I hear a lot of healthy behaviors that you are engaging in. Right, so to those of you out there who feel that, hey, no hope lah, all men cannot be trusted or whatsoever, right? I think it's really about finding someone that is right for you, someone who is sensitive and who is it's not going to be perfect, but who's willing to make that effort to understand
and compliment you.
Yeah.
I think that's the more important thing. Someone who can compliment you, like if you are high energy, then sometimes he will have the low energy, or both high at the same time, both low. So like, know how to
play around,
yes.
match your energy.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Okay, so thank you, Rarah, for sharing your story.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time and we really appreciate your time here to share your story and opening up about your relationship. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Haikal.
Right. Thank you. And thank you, of course, to all of you for tuning in. We hope to that you found something valuable in today's conversation. And we'll be back next week with more insights on self-care and growth.
Yep. And with that, let's work towards
uncomplicating the complicated.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's uncomplicated.